Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tash and I have just filmed my November wrap-up / December TBR video, hence why I'm in the same clothing. And I just thought, let's just do it. Let's just get this intro out of the way so that I can just get on with this reading vlog. What is this reading vlog, you may be wondering if you haven't read the title. And that is, recently, Every Spiral of Fate by Tahereh Mafi came out. And I love this series to the moon and back. I can't explain to you why, I just do. I adore it. I love it so much. And in order to read this book, I want to reread books 1 through 3. Please ignore the fact that book 1 is a paperback. We're working on it. We're working on it. Anyway, I want to read these 3 before I can read this one to hold myself accountable, but also provide all, I don't know, 40 of you with the content you so desperately need from me. I have decided to do a reading vlog where I'm going to take you through my rereads of This Woven Kingdom, These Infinite Threads, and All This Twisted Glory, and then together we will experience, everything's falling, Every Spiral of Fate together. And I'm so excited. I've never done a reading vlog where I get to capture my thoughts on a book that I'm so highly anticipated for. So this is really exciting for me, and I'm really excited that I will get to look back on this and be like, oh my god, I can't believe that's what I thought when I first read it. You can tell I'm really excited. Anyway, that is what we're going to be doing in this video. How long this is going to take, I don't know. Is this going to be out by the end of December? Probably not. Even if I finish these books by the end of December, my track record tells me that the video won't be out until probably February. So who knows? Anyway, I am currently 26 pages into This Woven Kingdom and it's slow going. The old mental health is not doing so well, despite what you can see. But in the first few chapters already, I'm just reminded of how beautiful and lyrical Tahereh Mafi's prose is. It is just gorgeous. And I just can't wait to really get into the meat of this story. It's been quite a while since I read these. I think beginning of 2024 maybe is when I started these, or was it like 2023? I honestly can't remember. So I'm really excited to get back into this world and then see it expanded. But we follow, I never know how to pronounce her name. I might have to look it up between this clip and whatever the next one is. Alijah? I need to make sure I look that up, hang on. So a quick Google search has told me that it's Alisaie. Can't believe I haven't looked that up until now. I love her as a main character. She gives very Cinderella vibes at the start of the story. Basically, Alisaie is a djinn. So in this world, there are 2 races. There are humans who are made of clay, like dirt, water made of clay, and there are djinn who have the same sort of physical form as humans but are made of fire. And Alisaie is a djinn, and in this society the djinn and the humans were fighting wars for years and years and years, for millennia, and then they finally signed a peace treaty, but it meant that the djinn were basically lower class citizens to humans, even though they've got like special powers and abilities and things. Alisaie is a djinn and she is also an orphan. She's lost her parents and she's working in a household as sort of like just as a servant, but because she's a djinn and she has no references or anything, she's kind of separate from everyone else and no one's allowed to talk to her. But to make money on the side, she is sewing dresses, but she has to be careful not to make them too special, because if she uses her like preternatural abilities to make extra special dresses in super duper fast time, then they'll like lock her up because that's illegal. So yeah, so that's pretty much where we are. She's making dresses, but she also has a little bit of a secret because the devil appears to her. I don't know if it's every night or if it's like every so often, but it happens regularly enough that she is anticipating it and she knows when it's going to happen. And this devil thing called Iblis? Eebles? In fact, this is one of my favorite series and I don't know how to pronounce any of the names. It's hilarious. Hang on. Iblis can only speak in riddles, so she doesn't know what he's trying to tell her. Also because she just doesn't want to listen. She's like, fuck off, dude, leave me alone. And he just won't leave her alone. He's like, no, I'm gonna tell you my riddle, girl. That's pretty much where we're at within 26 pages. So not a huge amount, but we're soon gonna meet the Crown Prince, Cameron. I know how to pronounce that one. And oh, it's just so good. It's just so good. I'm so excited. And the fact that I've now actually done this intro makes me feel more excited, makes me just want to stop filming, even though I've got other things that I need to film, and just go and read it. But I can't because I've got other things to do. But I'm so excited to do this. I will see you when I have an update on This Woven Kingdom. I have had an excellent day because I have sat down and finished This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi, book 1 of the This Woven Kingdom series. Tick. And I loved it so much. I was a bit worried that I would go back to this series after a couple of years and not enjoy it as much, but that's definitely not the case. Like, at least with this first book, still so good. I was only intending to sort of read maybe about 100 pages or so today and try and do some other things, do some other bits of work and content creation and all that stuff, but I just couldn't put it down. I found the audiobook on BookBeat as well, so I kind of listened to that while physically reading, and it was just such a great experience. I really loved Alisaie still as a main character. She is just so interesting. It's really refreshing to see this kind of character who doesn't really have any interest in, she just wants a simple life. She just wants to live her life and not be in fear of people pursuing her or trying to kill her. She just wants to make her little dresses and be happy. That's all she wants to do, and the world just won't let her do that. It's she's such a character of two sides. She's got this very sort of demure, kind, quiet side, while also being very highly skilled, very well trained in self-defense, in combat. She's very intelligent, speaks multiple languages. Like, she is sort of the embodiment of grace and royalty. I also forgot how much of a Cinderella story this first book is, because I don't think it necessarily carries over to the rest of the series, but this first book is definitely follows a lot of similar beats to a Cinderella story, in the sense that Alisaie is a servant, she's of a lower status. She literally wakes up in the first chapter like in a fireplace, like in the hearth of a fireplace, covered in cinders. Like, when I started reading it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. And there were just more beats throughout the story that kind of lead you into that Cinderella retelling kind of thing, and I love that. I'm such a sucker for Cinderella stories, can't get enough of them, so that's probably another reason why I love this so much. There's so much in here that I'd forgotten about. I'd completely forgotten about the whole devil, the Iblis of it all. I'd forgotten how pivotal that was to the story, and it's so good. I don't know how I'd forgotten, but it was just really good, really interesting. The riddles and the foreshadowing that it presents is just great. And then you have Cameron, and I remember liking Cameron quite a lot when I first read this, and then I'm reading it again, and maybe that's because I know where the story's going, but I just didn't like him as much. Like, Tahereh Mafi is, as much as I love this series, it definitely plays off some of the same tropes that it did in the Shatter Me series with Adam and Warner. And I remember thinking that when I first read it as well, especially when I read the second book, and I was like, oh, I get it now. This is like a Warner situation going on. But I think Cameron's a really interesting character. He's definitely someone who kind of drips with privilege and learns quite a lot throughout the story about how little he knows about his kingdom and about the people that he's supposed to rule over. He's one of those very reluctant royals. He doesn't really want the throne, he doesn't want the crown, he doesn't want the responsibility. He just wants to go off and do his little battles, and he feels like he's most of use when he's doing something practical rather than sitting in a chair and making decisions. And his relationship with his grandfather is really, really interesting, because I feel like his grandfather does have to sit him down quite a few times and say, like, listen here, bitch, sort yourself out, because this isn't gonna work when you're king. The twist at the end, I just can't get enough of it. It kind of like, it sets you up to expect it to end in a certain way, and then it kind of just throws you off in a different direction. And even though I knew it was coming, I was still like, I felt my heart pounding. It was just so exciting. I just really love this book. I don't know if any of those thoughts were coherent at all, but that is how I feel about this book so far. So yeah, I finished it. I'm glad that I've finally gotten off the ground, and I feel like I've made a running start. So before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna start these Infinite Threads and see how far I can get into that, because I'm determined to finish these by the end of the year. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but now that I've sat down and finished book one, I'm like, I can do this. The energy is there, has been restored, I can do this. So we're gonna start these Infinite Threads tonight, and I will see you again when I have an update. Back again and have finished these Infinite Threads by Tahereh Mafi, and I'm still loving it. I'm still on the This Woven Kingdom hype train, and that is saying something, because this is 100% a filler book, and normally I hate those. You tend to get with sort of second books in the series that kind of just feel a bit nothing happens and I'm just bored all the way through. But not a huge amount actually happens in this story. It literally takes place in, like, I want to say the 24 hours after the last book finishes, and nothing happens, but I love it. And I don't quite understand how Tahereh Mafi manages it. She takes these characters that were already felt really rich and vivid in the first book, and then manages to expand so much upon them, and even start to like weave this love triangle. And yes, I'm aware that it's like they've known each other like a day and they're already like swooning over each other, but it works. I can't explain to you how, it just works. I love Alisaie, I love Sirrus, I don't love Cameron, but his character was definitely really interesting, and I really loved, I know a lot of people didn't particularly love the more political aspects of like Cameron's life and his country falling apart, but I kind of found it really interesting how he's like completely torn. He's just fucked. He's just fucked in the head. He doesn't know which way is up. Bless him. And I think my favourite part of this book was definitely sort of the last 100 pages or so, because you really get a deeper insight into Sirrus as a character and start to feel a lot more sympathy for him, which was needed, definitely, because he was quite cold at the start. But my favourite scene is at the end with trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible, when they're trying to break Cameron out of the tower, and it's just this like little hodgepodge group of people who have no business being involved in the same, have no business in the same sphere as each other, with Dean the apothecarist, Omid, I love Omid, Hazan and Miss Huda. They just have no business being part of this, but the fact that they are there is just so funny. They just bring so much comedy and lightness to the story. And if I remember correctly, in the third book we get a little bit more of that, which I am very, very excited for. But I remember when I first read it and I was reading that sort of final scene, I was like cracking up, and I was cracking up again, reading it again this time. Yeah, I don't think I love this one quite as much as the first book, just because that has a little bit more going on in terms of plot, whereas this feels a little bit more character focused, but still really, really enjoying it. So next is All This Twisted Glory, and I think this is probably my favourite cover of the series. I don't think the lighting does it very much justice, but it's just this absolutely stunning like pale purpley colour is just really up my alley, with like the moons and the flowers. I love all these covers, but I think this one's my favourite. And yeah, I'm excited to get into this one because I remember I waited for this. This is one of the first books I ever really properly pre-ordered, and I remember I completely flew through it. I was just desperate to get my hands on it. I needed it, and I know I'm naughty, but I have read these before. It's a reread, and like I did have a quick flick to the final sentence, the final page, and then I was just like, I can't believe I had to wait so long to get to the next book. And the fact that I'm one book away is just so exciting. There isn't a series that I can compare to this one that makes me feel the same way that this one does. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm like 15 again, fawning over like the Mortal Instruments. It's just so silly, but it brings me so much joy. So I'm not going to apologise for that. So it is about 7 o'clock in the evening. I have work tomorrow. I have a bit of a short shift tomorrow, which is nice. And my plan is to have a shower because my hair is greasy, and then I'm gonna make myself a nice hot chocolate, and I might get started with All This Twisted Glory. I haven't decided yet if I kind of want to have just a chill evening or if I want to get cracking, but I know at the very least that I'm probably gonna have this finished in a couple of days, which means I can get started on Every Spiral of Fate, and maybe I'll actually finish this reading vlog before the end of the month. Crazy thought. I might actually finish my reading goal, which is something I didn't think was going to happen, but we're getting closer and closer. So I will be back once I have started All This Twisted Glory. So horrible and I look such a mess. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I did it again. I finished All This Twisted Glory and I didn't film an update. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad at this. To be fair, I don't know if this is something that I can be fair about, but I did immediately finish and then pick up Every Spiral of Fate straight away because I needed to. I just needed to. I didn't have time to sit and think and film. I just needed to read. And isn't that the goal, really? To feel so excited about a book that we don't need to share our thoughts with the world. Anyway, I finished this last night, and so far I think it was probably my favourite of the series. Just so much happens. It's so much fun actually finally getting all of the characters together in one space and trying to reach the same goal. I love Cirrus so much. I feel like I am quite far through this one already, but I feel like, or at least I'm hoping, I'm praying that we're gonna get some more information about his deal with Iblis and what really happened with his father, and what about his Sorry, these are all kind of spoilery, so if you haven't read the series yet, then this probably isn't the video for you if you haven't realised already. But like, what's up with his brother? He had a brother? Where's he? Why does no one talk about him? Anyway, this was so fun. I am remembering a lot more now why I started disliking Cameron a lot more from this book, because he's just not, he's not that great. He's not nice. It doesn't to me feel like he sees Alisaie as more than a convenient means to an end. Like, I think he likes her. I think he has a lot of respect for her and is attracted to her and cares for her. But I don't really feel like he loves her. I feel like he just sees an opportunity and is like, oh, well, it's really convenient for me that the person that can help me with this opportunity is the very same person who I kind of like and I kind of fancy. But my prediction for the series is Cameron and Miss Huda, they are going to end up together. That is the enemies to lovers story that I need to see. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm not deluded. It's going to happen. I love Hazan and I loved this kind of weird, hey buddy, you don't want to cuddle? Okay. I love this weird unspoken connection that he has with Sirius, and I'm excited to see more of their kind of reluctant bond that they have with each other. I think that's really cool. And then Omid is just so sweet. I love him. And Miss Huda is so funny. She always makes me laugh. She's always cracks me up. I think she's hilarious. And yeah, I remember why I felt so frustrated by the end of this book. It's like the final sentence is just like, but then you get into every spiral of fate, and probably my only problem so far is that this didn't go so far in the direction I thought it was going to lead into by the ending of this book. It's kind of just more of the same from Alisaie and Sirius. Honestly, like, you want slow burn? This is slow burn. This is marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers, slow, like there's just so much in here. But we're on book 4. I am over 50%. I've probably got about a third left. I'm gonna finish this today. And it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. I'm losing my fucking mind. I need something to happen. I need it to happen, and it's upsetting me that it hasn't. General thoughts on this so far, I'm loving it. I'm loving that we're finally getting to explore more of the lore of the world. So far, the series has been kind of focused on the like interpersonal relationships with the magical, political bits kind of happening in the background, whereas this so far has been a lot more focused on like Alisaie coming into her own, accepting her position as this prophesized Djinn queen, and then finally going to the mountains of Aria to try and find her magic. And I'm so excited to see what that entails. But even though we're focusing more on sort of the plot's being advanced quite a lot here, the characters are still just so funny, and I think that is a testament to Tahira Mafi's writing, because all 3 books have been, like I said, so sort of character interpersonal focused that now that we're here, it all just blends together really nicely, and the dynamics are really well established, and the character growth is really well intermingled with the plot developments. So I'm just really loving this so far. It's so good. I bought the Kindle version so that I could read it on my Kindle with my little hands-free, well, not hands-free, like my little clicker thing, so I can like stay bundled up under the blanket because I'm so cold, hence why I'm wearing this giant hoodie. And I'm just absolutely flying through it, and it's so funny. There are so many mysteries in here. There are so many things that keep happening, and you're like, what the fuck? What is going on? What's happening? I don't understand. And I have a really horrible feeling that this is going to end on like a massive cliffhanger, and I'm going to have to wait until next year to read the next one, and I just don't want that. I don't want that. I was saying to Alex earlier that this book genuinely makes me feel like I'm 15 years old again, and the pain that I experienced between the 5th and 6th books of the Mortal Instruments series, that I fear is how I'm going to feel at the end of this book. I don't know. I just love it so much. So yeah, probably the next time you see me, I will have finished this book and will either be in tears or angry or frustrated or just depressed, or probably more likely a combination of all of those. So wish me luck. I think I'm gonna have a very emotional evening. I'm not okay. My first thought upon finishing this book was, how dare you, Tahereh Mafi? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean I have to wait? What do you mean I have to wait like a year for the next book? What do you mean? What do you mean? That's not okay. That is not okay. The last few chapters of this killed me, but I enjoyed being killed. Holy shit. This was good. Part of me wishes that I'd taken longer to read it, but I just don't have the willpower. I just don't have the willpower when it comes to Tahereh Mafi, when it comes to these books, because yesterday was a wild ride. And yes, yesterday I had to take the evening just to consolidate my feelings, just to drag myself out of the stupor that this book left me in. I hate you and I love you. Please keep writing these books. Oh my God. I don't even really remember where I was when I last updated you, so I'm just gonna try and talk about my general thoughts on the book as a whole. This is the best one so far. This is the best one so far. And that's saying something, because every single one of these damn books are fucking 5-star reads for me. So I don't even know if five stars isn't enough. 6, 7, 8. I could go higher. I don't even know where to begin. Is there any point in me filming this? I mean, are any of my thoughts going to be cohesive or well structured? Probably not. I just want to scream. I just want to scream. I've got no words. I've got nothing to say, because I don't feel like I can adequately express to you how good this book was without just explaining the whole plot, which isn't very spoiler friendly. I love this world. I love these characters. Cirrus and Alisaie and Miss Huda and Omid and Dean and maybe not really Cameron, but maybe not really Cameron, but I just love them. Do you know who the sleeper agent of this book was? The one person that really shocked me, and the person that I probably maybe not had the most fun with, but definitely had more fun with than I anticipated, and that is Cameron's mum. She is so funny. I love her. She is the chaotic, never to be queen that I needed from this story. It's funny, it's heartfelt, it's sad. It just gave me so many emotions. And these last few chapters, I was literally sat like this in front of my Kindle, like this close. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, don't touch me, don't anything me. I am finishing this book. I'm sure Alex loved me yesterday, because I was just sat there like this, and every so often just giving him a pat on tapping him on the leg, like, oh my God, I can't believe that's just happened, and he's got no idea what's going on. The perks of being in a relationship with a reader, am I right? Anyway, all that to say, it was just as good, if not better, than I had hoped. So yay, hooray! But also kind of sad, because now I've done it, I've finished it. I've finished the series. Well, I've not finished the series is still ongoing. The next book is coming out, hopefully in September next year. I've done my research. If it doesn't, I will riot. There they are. These beautiful books. Look how pretty they look together. The colours are so gorgeous. I feel like I should make a prediction on what colour I think the next book is going to be. I think the next book will be blue. I think a really dainty pastel baby blue. I think that would be really nice. That would look lovely underneath here, don't you think? So I just gotta take the thumbnail shot. And that is that. Honestly, I'm impressed with myself. I did not think that I would finish these before the new year, let alone before Christmas. Because I was in a slump. I felt just crap, just awful about life in general, but also about reading. I think having to lower my reading goal and all of that kind of just made me feel a bit dejected and kind of a bit like, oh, what's the point? I'm not going to do it anyway. But now that I finished these 4, I am 2 books away from my new goal of 65 books for the year. And honestly, I have a new lease of life. I feel so excited. I can't wait. I have an arc that I need to read. Not really an arc, I think it's already been published, but I have a book that I need to read for review for an upcoming press PR thing. And yeah, I've also got my pick of Babel, Holy Terrors. I also want to read Thirst Trap as well, which is quite a short one, so that shouldn't take me too long. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. And if you'd have said that to me in the middle of November, I probably would have cried and had a breakdown. But right now I'm just high on the fact that I've read these books, I'm close to finishing my reading goal, and that 2026 is nearly upon us because I am done with this godforsaken year. I'm so done with it. I can't wait for it to be over. But everything's fine. Everything's okay. We're all good. No problems here. Anyway, that probably was still quite incoherent for a reading vlog. But if you made it this far, thanks so much for sticking around. And if you want to stick around some more and see more of my bookish content, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every Wednesday and hopefully every Sunday as well in the new year, although we'll see. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm just going to sit here alone with my thoughts and try not to cry that the next book won't be released for 9 months. So yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!